Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Hey, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody in the chat this morning, man. Look, y'all enjoyed y'all week off? I know I did. And I was going to try to force some content and be available. I got a chance to see so much family this weekend, man. If you had a chance to rekindle some relationships or to reconnect with life in general, because of this dedication that you have towards this game, it's not that it distracts you. It just provides you a good outlet to express your emotions for something that you're passionate about, which is your Alabama Crimson. Out of whoever you choose to cheer for, right? Yesterday, as an Alabama fan, or if you experienced a bye week yesterday and your team is on the up and up and you just needed a break from the season, you enjoyed yesterday. So give it up for yourselves, man. Now we back into our program. We back into our schedule now, getting ready for LSU this week, man. I know everybody's excited. I know I'm excited. One because I say this, man. This game right here, regardless of who's calling the plays for them, this is still a big matchup. We cannot lose sight as fans. I know this team hasn't, and we'll talk about some of the things that happened over the weekend with some players. Y'all saw the news about Drake Kirkpatrick. I know y'all saw the news about a few players that are coming back from injury. We're going to talk about that to open the show up, open the segment up, and then we're going to get into our breakdown of the overall look at what Alabama and LSU looks like. We had a week off, so this week our schedule changes up a little bit. We have nothing to prepare, nothing to look back on from last week. So we've already done our review last week of the games up until now. And now we'll jump into the conversation about LSU this whole week. We have a special guest coming on Wednesday morning. That'll be our new thing this month, including some breakdown, some field breakdown that we will be posting as VODs this month, y'all. The members only. You all will have access to those VODs until 3, and they'll be released whenever they're made. They'll be released to the public at 3 p.m. So y'all will have them that morning up until 3. And we'll do it Wednesday because I want to do a members only live to where we're breaking down or listening to the midweek teleconference. So if you want to listen to Coach Kalen DeBoer's reports and the media interactions with Coach DeBoer midweek, I think you want to go ahead and get that wristband here become a member of the AAA family. And shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Let's go ahead and get into the the live today, man. I see y'all coming in already. Look, I'm not expecting YouTube to show me no love. I skipped 3 days of doing live content, so I need y'all's help today. I need y'all's help. I need everybody in this chat right now to like the stream, comment where you're watching from, and share it. If you don't mind sharing this live for your boy, you would be doing a great deal in helping this channel grow. Like we celebrated last week, man. We celebrated 3.6K subscribers to the Coach Smook Network here on YouTube. And then on TikTok, we've hit another milestone, man. We've crossed over another milestone. Shout out to Antonio Snell on the TikTok side, already dropping gifts for us. 20 gifts to start the show off. And we've had 6 new viewers already come through on TikTok. Let's go to the top, Mary J. I see you scrolling the comments. Let's go to the top and let's just do our roll call real quick. And then at the 12-minute mark, if you're just tuning in, post live, fast forward to the 12-minute mark from here, and you'll be able to jump into the conversation so we can get into our topic of conversation. But good morning, Jason. Good to see you this morning over here on the Coach Smook Network. Roll Tide, man. Shout out to Sully coming in with the $4.99 super chat to start the show off with. What does that super chat say? I'll go back to it real quick, Mary J. Let me see. Somebody mad at me on TikTok. They keep reporting me, man. Gatson, Alabama is in the house over there on TikTok. My guy Manny coming through on TikTok, man. Much love. Sully says, "Roll Tide. Good morning, everyone." $4.99 super chat. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat becoming the first co-sponsor of this month's stream, y'all. When you donate, you're a co-sponsor for the whole month. You don't have to donate every stream. If you choose to, by all means, it's greatly appreciated. But we make sure that you recognize the full month from your donation, man, because that's what it does. It carries the whole month. It helps support the network for the whole month. So, Sully, we appreciate you. And then who else we got in the chat? I see TikTok coming in, tapping the screen. Y'all continue to tap the screen for me, TikTok. I really do appreciate that. That's a big thing over there. Antonio back over here on YouTube too. He checked in on YouTube first. Then we got Facebook checking in. Rico Mitchell checking in over there on Facebook with the like. Appreciate you for the love, man. My guy TPG says 8 watching, 8 likes. Yeah, you was in here early. See, TP, I think TP Slick want to become a mod, man. He been holding it down for the network for a while. Coach Smook, I hit the like button for both my accounts. Appreciate that, TB. And Dylan coming in says, "Good morning, Roll Tide," and I'm laughing at Auburn, man. Yes, sir. We're gonna talk about that a little bit today when we open up the show. 6 more seconds. LSU might be Bama's biggest trap game of the year. LSU just has nothing to lose. We're going to talk about that, Mikey. Welcome in. King Family React says, "Good morning, fam." Good morning, King. Roll Tide to you, my brother. Welcome in. All right, y'all, let's get into the show, man. I know y'all ready to talk. We haven't had no good conversation in about 4 or 5 days, so let's go ahead and do it here on the Coach Smook Network. Somebody put in the chat, say, "Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game." Let's go.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Let's get into it, y'all. I'm ready to have some fun today. Alabama LSU week is always a crazy week for Alabama fans. If y'all want to be honest, especially for the past, let's say 15, 20 years, during the Coach Saban era is a big deal because Saban was former coach of LSU, brought them a national championship. Welcome in, Dominique. Good to see you, man. And then also just the type of teams that we were able to play against during that era. Early on in the era, what was his name? Les Miles was the first coach there at LSU during that tenure, during the Saban era, when we had a lot of those big matchups. Everybody remembers the 9-6 field goal game against LSU in Death Valley. Then we turned around and won the national championship 21-0 in that game. Another tough, hard-fought game. And then when you saw the game of college football, the style of college football change, you also saw these dominant teams, these dominant historically dominant programs change with and then become a face of the new wave of college football. What's up, Rob Baker? Welcome in, man. Good to see you. Antoine, good to see you, man. Roll Tide. Listen, so we're getting into this week, man. Alabama, LSU, a lot of implications into this one for Alabama. LSU not having anything to lose, so you can expect them to come out and kind of play real light and loose. And to me, those are the dangerous teams, just like the viewer said earlier. And if you, man, listen, I'm gonna tell you, I remember all of our members now. I remember our members. You don't want me to be like, hey, that one guy. Get a membership, man. There's something about having the wristband. You're just closer. You're closer. You're able to be seen a lot easier. So think about getting that wristband and joining the AAA family and supporting the Coach Smook Network here on YouTube, y'all. So we get into the conversation, man. Just the overall matchup. I'm gonna pull this graphic up for y'all so y'all can see what ESPN is saying about the matchup. Alabama is heavily favored. We know that to date, right now during the Kalen DeBoer era, when Alabama has been favored by more than 7 points, those games have tended to be played a lot closer, and they look worse than what they may seem to the naked eye if you're not paying attention and if you don't really know what you're getting when you're talking about breaking down the game of football and what the game is producing. So I look at this game and I see Alabama is favored to win this one. Let me see. Hold on, I got the wrong link clicked up. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm over here struggling, looking like a soup sandwich. Don't do it. Don't do it, Smook. Here we go. Now, we look at this matchup this weekend, man, and I want to say this, but while we're talking about, you all know that this ESPN matchup predictor is not the fan vote. This is what the ESPN analytics, what they feel like based off of the showing of these teams coming into this game, right? And I look at it and I say 80 to 20%, it's an 80.9, 19.1, so 20% to 80%, right? 81 to 19, whatever you want to call it. I look at it and I say this. I say, man, these are the games that, like we said, these are the trap games, but these are also the games where if your team comes out and performs like they're supposed to, you have a really, really good feeling about how Alabama looks finishing out this season with Oklahoma on the schedule. We saw them play against Tennessee, a good game, two quality teams. I hate it for Tennessee and Oklahoma. These are two teams I feel like could definitely be viable college football, I guess you could say contenders, playoff contenders. And these are quality teams where you will see a good matchup to end the season to really decide who can be the national champion, right? They're one of those teams, when they show up and play their A game, they can compete with anybody in the nation, right? Both of those teams. So we saw that play out. We saw Vanderbilt and Texas play out. Texas keeping their hopes alive with their win over Vanderbilt. And they actually looked like they fixed a lot of issues from previous weeks. And they looked a lot more comfortable against a good Vanderbilt team. Even though Vanderbilt made that push in the second half, in the fourth quarter, to come back with 21 points, Texas's defense was able to step up. Archie Manning took care of the ball, 300 passing yards, I believe, in this game. The run game was still not explosive, but you're seeing a trend in college football for all of those Alabama fans that think that you need an explosive run game to win the game. Texas won against Vanderbilt with 100 rushing yards and kept Vanderbilt to less than 100. Kept Vanderbilt to less than 100 yards in their game. So that's one of the things we got to kind of figure out. Is Alabama stopping the run game good enough, or the passing game, or the offense in general enough to where the run game and this lack of explosiveness is not going to be an issue? And we're gonna talk about that throughout the week. We got some other personalities, other analysts coming on the show. We're gonna break that down, and I don't want to give all my topic or my key points away because I want a fresh conversation when we have our guests. But just know that Alabama is kind of setting the tone for the trend of how you need to win defensively when you have a great offense or an explosive offense, right? Doesn't matter which phase of the offense, as long as you have an explosive offense, a piece of your offense can be consistently explosive for you. You put yourself in a good position. So I'm looking at all the matchups surrounding this game. What does this game mean? That's going to be the first conversation, the first part of this segment we're going to talk about. What did this game mean? I look at the standings. Alabama is ahead, is tied with A&M right now for first place in the SEC. And we're looking at it, we're like, okay, this looks like a head-on collision for Alabama and Texas A&M matchup. Let's look at the rest of Alabama's schedule. We got LSU this weekend. You have we have Oklahoma next weekend, and then the weekend after that, you have a break with Eastern Illinois. It won't necessarily say a break, but a conference game break, and then you finish the game against Auburn, the season against Auburn. Speaking of Auburn, man, why haven't we? Come on now, get your good laugh in. Get your good laugh in, chat. Auburn has really just. I mean, Hugh Freeze finally gone. We've been waiting for that for about a month. The quarterback situation has just continues to look bad. They put the young Daniels kid in, and I think they're going to lose a lot of guys in the portal this year. I'm hearing a lot of talk from players that I know for a fact Alabama was targeting before they committed this year and last year. So I'm excited about Auburn's downfall and everything that's happening to them. So. And to lose to Kentucky and for the game winning go ahead score to be by Kendrick Law, man. Hey, give it up for Kendrick Law, y'all. Redeeming himself, Not gonna have that draft stock he thought he was gonna get by leaving Bama, but definitely was good to see him be the one. But tied in first place for the SEC conference, number one seed is Texas A&M and Alabama. Now Texas A&M, they only have Missouri as far as opponents left on the schedule that kind of worry or make you want to see what Texas A&M is made of. But they also, after Texas playing that tough, strong game against Vanderbilt this past weekend, they have Georgia this weekend coming up. They're in Athens. If they go and they play a good game against Georgia, Texas might be the team that shows us truly what A&M is truly made of, right? Texas is that team that can show us what A&M is made of. If they play anything like they played this past weekend against Vanderbilt, they will be competitive in that game against A&M, and they will give us a good opportunity to see what this team is made of and what they have to put on script. I saw a lot of plays by Marcel Reed made off schedule and just playing against poor tackling against LSU. I don't think he's going to see that caliber and that effort from an Alabama defense if we see him. Just kind of future projection here. But A&M has Missouri this weekend. They have South Carolina at home. And they close the season at Texas. So they have a schedule just like we do where you got to remain focused. What does this game mean for Alabama, though? LSU is one of 3 conference games left. Alabama is currently undefeated in the conference. So Alabama right now can still lose 2 games. With the current standings, can lose 2 games and still be the number 2 seed going into the SEC championship game. And that's if, we can lose 1 game and still have the game over Ole Miss, is what I was trying to say. Now, if we lose 2 games, you're counting on Ole Miss to drop one of their future games. You're counting on Texas A&M to drop one of their future games so that we can have the edge in going into the SEC championship game. And we talked about a really weird situation that's happening in the SEC right now. If you look at the standings, the overall records for 1, 2, 3, 4 teams coming into this weekend, 5 teams coming into this weekend had 1 loss or less. Vanderbilt was the other 1-loss team. They lost to Tennessee, right? So that kind of limits that number of SEC teams we're going to see making it to the playoffs. So the teams that are remaining right now are really trying to solidify their playoff hopes by winning. If Alabama wins this game against LSU and the next game against Oklahoma, we have basically guaranteed ourselves a spot in the playoffs. We can lose to Auburn to end the season, still have a chance to go to the conference championship game. SEC runner-up is not missing the playoffs. We saw that last year with the conference games and how the 5 major conferences were able to get their conference championship contenders into the playoffs. So I look at it and I say, Alabama, all we have to do is close out. This game against LSU sets you up to put the pressure on Oklahoma, who doesn't have a chance to get an SEC championship, but they still are fighting for a playoff berth with their 2 losses. They're still a team that can go 10-2 and still get the playoffs. So we have to win this game. We have to win this game against LSU, who has basically found themselves right there on the edge. They are 5-3 overall, 2-3 in the conference. They can still finish out strong and make themselves a case in the conversation if they win this game against the number 4 ranked team in the country, the number 1 ranked, tie for number 1 in their conference. If LSU was able to pull this one out in Tuscaloosa, they will pad their argument to be considered for the playoffs. With the coaching turnover, with everything that's happening at LSU, they will put their names right there in the pot for the mix-up for the playoffs. So this game means a lot. This game means a lot just from a standpoint of not just for Alabama to win an SEC championship, but you can't lose this game and feel good about going into winning Oklahoma game at home and then turning over and going to Jordan-Hare and winning and then going to the SEC championship and trying to win that. You don't feel good if you lose this game. So Alabama, a lot on the line. LSU, not as much. They got less to lose. They got less to play for, right? Even though their record says we still have a chance, the outlook, the outside looking in perception of this team, right, is that they have nothing to lose. So that's got a lot of fans scared, and we're going to jump into that conversation. What is the biggest matchup in this game? Good to see everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Cam Coleman can't come on down. Now he ain't coming to Bama. That boy is Auburn through and through, man. He gonna stick at Auburn. The Inquisitive Prince says Texas. What about Texas? Salute, coach, and roll tide, Jack. What's good, Jack? What's poppin'? AAA family. Bama is the perfect spot to win big in November. Facts. This is the perfect opportunity for these boys to really start creating some separation as far as the perception of where this team fits as far as the top 4, top 12 teams in the country. And this is the game you get to do it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Big homie, what's good? Roll Tide. Good to see you in the chat. Roll Tide, Jordan. So we get back into it, y'all. I love the matchup this weekend. I love the matchups. Let's talk about my favorite matchups in this game. I love Alabama's defensive line versus LSU's offensive line this week. Alabama's defensive line, or our pass rush, versus LSU's offensive line. Yanji Pierre, right? Just blossoming. Noah Carter, Justin Hill providing great rotational reps from our pass rush specialist position, which is that wolf position. You look at the other side, the bandit rotation of LT Overton, Kelby Collins, Keon Keeley. We've even seen Fatua Henry get out there and get some very impactful reps the past few weeks. Those guys getting the opportunity to get healthy. Kelby Collins was able to get healthy this past weekend, and we've even seen him slide interior to rotate with James Smith and Edric Hill, London Simmons, Tim Keenan, Asaya Faga. That rotation, that 5-man rotation on the interior has been effective as far as getting a push on the interior. And I look at it and I just look at the front, and then the linebackers have been playing at a level that we have started to respect. We've seen the intensity. We've seen a lot better brand of tackling from that linebacker, that inside linebacker core of Nakai Hill-Green, Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson. Those guys are healthy right now. They're playing full speed and they're being physical. And we got to see that. And you're absolutely right, big homie. One of our members, big homie, says, AAA family member says, Keeley got to get some burn. Keeley got to get some burn. That's 100%, man. I'm telling you, I've seen this young man continue to flash. And maybe he's not getting the type of reps he deserved, but you can tell he's out to prove something. And that's an asset next year I know is going to be a key piece to the development of the rest of this offensive line. Hold on, y'all. So the biggest matchup, Alabama's defensive pass rush, the Alabama's pass rush versus the O-line. Against Texas A&M, I want to go back to this game real quick. Against Texas A&M, and I'm gonna put a box score up. I think A&M had 6 sacks against LSU's quarterbacks. If I'm not mistaken, it was either 4 or 6. This is Garrett Nussmeier had to come out of this game. Sacks. LSU, Texas A&M had 7 sacks against LSU and 11 tackles for losses. Alabama has been averaging 4.3 sacks the last 4 games of the season. So if LSU is allowing A&M 7 sacks, and then LSU also gave up, I want to say 3 sacks to Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt has not been a strong pass rush team. And they were able to get home. They gave up 5 tackle for losses to Vanderbilt. They gave up 2 sacks, and Vanderbilt didn't tackle well against LSU in that 7-point victory. Vanderbilt had 7 missed tackles behind the line of scrimmage. So I didn't watch that game play by play, but I bet you 2 or 3 of those was missed sacks on the quarterback. Nussmeier finds a way to get loose, sometimes get wiggly, and he can make plays downfield with his legs, keeping his eyes downfield, using his legs to move the pocket. So sure tackling like we saw against better brand of tackling against not just Vanderbilt but Missouri, and then this most recent game against Lenore Sellers, right on the road in South Carolina. This team played very good. The defensive pass rush was very effective. So I look for that to be one of the key matchups. The second matchup I look to be a huge impact in this game is Alabama's run game versus LSU's run defense. Alabama's run game versus LSU runs defense. I don't think people realize if you had any concerns about Alabama's run game going into this game, if we don't have an effective run game, if we get off of our averages, meaning we can't run at least 3.4 to 4.1 yards per carry in this game, then we have a problem. I will flip the page. I will turn the page and start trying to figure out exactly what the issue is. Are we not sticking to the effective run game long enough, or is it just not working? I've been more so on the side up until this point that we've been using it to the need, not abusing it. Right? There's no need to abuse it. There are games later on, like right now in this season, right now, where I told you all where we would want to slow the game down just to kind of preserve going into the postseason play. Wanting to stack film, wanting to put different concepts on top of different things, where if you're beating a team using phase 1 of a play call, let's use the RPO alert call. If we're beating a team, if we're beating LSU with phase 1, handing it off, keeping it with the quarterback, that's phase 1. The read option. And they're allowing us to gash them with it. What's the point in trying to overcompensate, fake it, and then force it out there into the boundary? You might see that once in the game after we beat them and gashed them off the handoff a few times. But if you don't need to do it, why continue to do it? So it works vice versa for the pass game. I love Alabama's run game versus LSU's run defense. One against Texas A&M, I saw a lot of explosive runs because of breakdown and coverage by the quarterback. And we've seen Ty Simpson get real loose and use his legs. When he's sure about utilizing his legs, Ty Simpson is the most effective in game. Like when he is decisive. Kind of the same issue we had with Jalen Miro, sometimes indecisive with when to utilize his legs. But if we can get Ty Simpson to be effective and be assertive in utilizing his legs against against LSU, we can see this run game be effective. Marcel Reed broke for 108 yards. Now, do I think Ty Simpson is the caliber runner as Marcel Reed? No, I don't think so. Not by any means. And I think he's just as an effective runner, but not necessarily the assertiveness of a runner like Marcel Reed. But by no means do I question if Ty Simpson is a true dual threat. He can make plays with his legs. Let me look at the box score. Look at how many rushing yards from the running back room A&M was able to produce. I look at it. Ruben Owens, 8 carries for 44 yards, 5.5 yards per carry average, right? Jermaine Morrow, 3 carries for 26 yards, 8.7, 12-yard explosive run was his big run of the day. Amari Daniels, number 5, the other running back. he came in, gave them some carries, 4 carries for 23 yards. So on average, LSU gave up an average of 5.6 yards per carry. If Alabama is averaging 4.1 yards, 3.8 yards per carry, and LSU is giving up 5.6, I'm inclined to believe in 5.6 or total season for LSU giving up a whopping average of 5.3. So them giving up 5 yards a carry is not uncommon for the season. Alabama is averaging 3 yards a carry, and then the average for our explosives is 38 yards. You mess around and give us an average, and that's 20 plus. So when I say average for explosives, I'm averaging out all of Alabama's 20 plus yard carries, right? 20 plus yard gains on carries, and then I'm looking at the middle number, the common denominator of that number, the average, and it's 38 yards right now. So if LSU if they gave up a 41 yarder last game to Marcel Reed, they gave up a 62 yarder the week before that to Vanderbilt. They give up explosive runs. Alabama is able to get 3.4 yards per clip. They're giving up 5. It leans into our advantage to be able to get more yards per carry. If we're able to get more yards per carry, I'm inclined to believe that Ryan Grubb will continue to let the run game be explosive, keep a moderate level in the pass, and we might see 8 or 9 receivers get 2 receptions, 3 receptions this game. Ty Simpson might throw the ball 27 times. This is the type of game that's set up. If we play it the right way, we execute, we play with some intensity at home with the home field advantage, Alabama's run game will be the most effective, as LSU's run defense is giving up an average of 5.1 yards per carry overall this season. Final matchup that I'm looking for, and that kind of concerns me, right? LSU has some receivers that can go up and play ball, right? They can go up and make plays. Even though their offensive line struggles, Doug Nussmeier is not opposed, as of late, has not been opposed to letting that ball go, and his receivers have been making some quality contested catches. Alabama's secondary versus LSU's receiving core is going to be an interesting matchup. I know we haven't heard a lot about LSU's wide receiver, but they still have talent. Aaron Anderson being the leader in that group, kind of like your go-to guy in that group, the most veteran guy, former Alabama player. You got Barry and Brown in that room that looks good. Jawan Johnson is still over there. A lot of guys that's still there. Xavier Thomas, I forget where he transferred from, but if you all remember, he was kind of making big plays about 2 years ago. I think he came from Mississippi State, if I'm not mistaken. But he's a guy that you're going to have to watch. Tre'Davious Green is another guy you're going to have to watch. A lot of these guys, they have talent, and Nussmeier's going to throw the ball. Last game, he threw the ball 35 times, and they were in a tight game. They were able to stay kind of balanced. 35 times, Van Buren came in when he went down and went 3 or 4. But you look at this game, man, they want to test you in the intermediates. They want to try to get climb the ladder as far as vertically pushing it against the secondary. So going to be some opportunities to see what our coverage looks like. And then also I'm going to be interested. I'm going to watch personnel very closely because if things haven't been fixed in the secondary in the bye week, and I mean with Deshaun Jones, with Damani Jackson, I am publicly calling again for Cam Calhoun and Red Morgan to get their opportunities. Cam Calhoun is currently cornerback number 3 on the roster. So I don't know what that makes us as far as depth position for Damani Jackson. Has he been pushed down to 4 because Xavier Brown has been playing excellent, right? Dijon Lee has been growing every week, playing solid. And then you look at guys like Red Morgan coming in playing quality reps. I've been so impressed with Red Morgan, Keon Saab, Ray Hubbard, Dre Kirkpatrick is a rotation in the safety room has been very good. I know people are concerned about Dre's situation. Quick update. Mary J, if you could change the banner real quick so we can get this update on Dre Kirkpatrick. The thing was, man, and y'all know how it is with media. The charges are going to read how they charge by the letter of the law, whatever the officer felt like was done in that moment. But we've seen this, man. Kids are doing 20 miles over. The campus is empty. They on fall break, whatever. 20 miles over in the 35. So you doing 55 in the 35, whatever. That's not responsible, but it's not. He ain't no thug. He ain't lost his mind. None of that. He wasn't drinking and driving. Hellcat is tempting. I get it. And I'm pretty sure there was no lack of accountability on his end, knowing what his name carries and how it carries, right? It is not uncommon to find yourself these kids aren't perfect. These young men aren't perfect. And so it's not anything that's going to get him kicked off the team. He might face some disciplinary action. We might see some Ivan Taylor this weekend, more Zay Mincy, just to kind of, give a punishment type feel. But Dre Kirkpatrick is going to be fine, everyone. This will be something that he grows from, kind of like what we saw with Tony Mitchell, but not in anything to that extent, just a slap on the hand. Don't be irresponsible again. So no worries about Dre Kirkpatrick there, right? Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. But we got your back, man. Just be more responsible. Man. We know you're a good kid. We know your father. We know what he taught you. We know what you've been raised to do, how you've been raised. And no bad mouthing Dre from this side. Just be more responsible, young man. But we were talking about the secondary versus their receivers. That matchup, that dynamic could be the difference in this being a blowout and this being a close game. Because if we allow them to make a few plays, they can get in scoring position. They can sneak a couple red zone scores. Alabama has had the best red zone passing defense of the season. If you think about it, a lot of our interceptions have been forced in the tight spaces of the field, 20 and in, the red zone. LSU's most of their turnovers come in the red zone in the passing game. Most of their passing turnovers, I think 79, 81% of their passing turnovers have come in the red zone. So we can look for that advantage to play out for Alabama, especially if Kane Womack is very aggressive as far as how he plays on the back end, getting guys up in their cushions, jamming off the line. I will look for this game to be a solid physical game from the secondary if they play it the right way. It could be a solid physical game and an effective game. All right, let's jump in the comments again before we move on to the second part of this show, man. We here at the 40-minute mark. Let's see what we got in the chat. Can't live your life dependent on turnovers. Got to focus on getting the job done without the free possessions. What are you talking about? You can live your life dependent on turnovers, especially when your team is creating 2.1 turnovers per game thus far this season. That's kind of what you want to be able to enforce. I don't get what you're trying to say with that, but we're kind of expound on that. I don't understand. They playing both QBs. This game is going to be. I don't care. That's even worse. That's even worse in my situation. Especially with the defense that's performing at a clip right now. You got your offensive line. They have to adjust to those quarterbacks as they switch them out. I don't think they find success playing both quarterbacks this game. LSU blitz 80% of the time, and it's ineffective. If you're blitzing 80% of the time, and that's why I'm saying against A&M. A&M's offensive line, their left side of their offensive line is probably their weakest point, and you didn't see LSU get any real pressures on Marcel Reed. They had 2 sacks. No, they had 0 sacks. I'm sorry, and 2 tackle for losses. So he's sending all that pressure. You're not disciplining your gaps. I'm not scared. I don't think you turn that over on the road against Alabama. The weather's not going to be in your favor, right? We've seen Alabama perform in bad weather. We've had 3 rain games this season, and I'm not worried about Alabama's performance as far as the shaky performance. I know what we get on all dynamic levels. If we show up and play like we did against Florida State, we win this game by 3. If we show up and we play like we did against Georgia, or like we did against Missouri on the road, if we show up and play like that, we win this game by 17. And those 2 games were both, you had a loss and then you had 2 close games, but I'm looking at the style of play in that game. I think we played a lot more conservative, stayed aggressive as far as our mentality, but we played a lot more conservative because our defense was playing at a good clip. They were making adjustments, giving us opportunities to take more time off the ball offensively with time of possession. So in a game like this where you might have to lean on the run game and a team that struggles with containing it, this game could get ugly for LSU. Let me see. Let me go down here and find another comment. A&M D-line like that, though. I don't think so. They look good against LSU's offensive line. I told y'all coming to the season, LSU's offensive line is going to be struggling this year. LSU is not the team to play lax on. They may not have the head coach, but their interim. Admiral T. Moya, appreciate you for tapping in. And I'm tired of people saying it because I don't think that's a narrative that we should even acknowledge anymore. Right? This team saw what sleeping looks like week 1. And I don't think LSU can do anything to surprise us schematically that we haven't seen. So the only way, like you're saying, the only way LSU can win this game is if we just don't show up. And I don't think this team does not show up at home. Love the energy Red brings on the field. Facts. Me too, brother. Imagine if we come out of this bye and ran for 200 on LSU. It can happen. Kareem, what's good, brother? I see your text, man. I'm gonna hit you right back. His dad will have a word, what? Or 3 with him. Who's that? What up, Coach Smook, Roll Tide? What's up, Melvin? We got the phone lines opening up here in about 10 minutes, y'all. Look out for the weather. Yeah, they said the weather's supposed to be kind of shaky, but 6:30 kickoff, we should be good. Exactly. I saw what's that said? YB YouTuber. Okay. I saw a YouTuber saying Dre Kirkpatrick was arrested going to jail. I was like, what? Out loud, what are you huffing, smoking? Nothing I saw from the Terry stop was anything but facts. And that's all it was. That's why I laugh at these quote unquote insiders that come for me and all these other channels. It's one that has a lot of following, y'all, and I'm not going to call him out. He know I don't rock with him, but I'm not going to call his channel out. But he's quote unquote the official reporting site for Alabama, and he's very inaccurate. His interview, he shows up for media time, and he I can't. First of all, I can't stand his mustache. That's the first thing. But then he asks some of the most irrelevant questions. And his questions, I don't know why they continue to allow media personalities or media personnel come in that don't care to shine a positive light on the team. If you're Alabama media, you're going to expose issues, right? You're going to conversate about issues, but I don't think you should do it in a space or from a standpoint where you're being derogatory or you're negative. And that's why I clap back at people that cry about coaches and needing coaches to be fired. You see what Auburn's going through? I can't imagine Bama fans dealing with a coaching carousel right now. You supposed to expect turnovers. Facts, man. I don't know what Jay Penny was talking about there. We always represent the university. You have to realize that whatever you do, the headline will start with Alabama football player. Exactly. And it don't matter if that man got pulled over for a headlight being out. Somebody was going to try to turn the story for clicks. So it is what it is. We're going to be seeing Matt be great. Matt be great to be pulling a story out of his butt, talking about Dre Kirkpatrick and is there a problem rising in Alabama? Man, it's great. It's great for content when you can create, clickbait and do things like that. But truth to be told, when you have a source like myself or others that I conversate with and we follow the team and we support these boys, we have relationships. It's funny, that we haven't had Dre Kirkpatrick Sr. on the show yet because, and y'all might see the interaction on Oklahoma weekend. I see Dre. Y'all got to remember me, Dre. We all came out of high school around the same time. So a lot of camps and different when they first started doing 7-on-7 for your schools, where you go to Auburn University and UAB was hosting them. Sanford. We went to Florida in high school. Dre Kirkpatrick. That's when I started finding out about Dre Kirkpatrick. I knew about Javier Arenas coming out of high school. A lot of those guys I knew about. Rolando McClain, Reuben Foster played against him my senior year. He was a sophomore or junior my senior year. So a lot of Bama players that I got to see grow up. It was crazy. Now when I see them and we've seen each other, because schools cross paths, you from certain areas of the state, you're going to see players in certain spots in certain sports, track meets. Most football players ran track growing up when I grew up in my era. So running into Dre now and seeing Dre Jr. looking like a thicker version of Dre Sr. is funny. And then conversating with him at the beginning of the season was huge too. So we're going to see him and Daquan. Those are my boys, man. I rock with them. Christian Jones, same thing. Christian Jones is a good friend of mine. I rock with him, man. Shout out to all the Bama alumni and players that just show this network mad love, man. Jay Pastor, what I'm saying is you can cruise through a 3-point game when you take the foot off the gas and believe you'll get a turnover to give you the game any possession. Turn it on, turn it up, foot down. I'm missing it. Giving teams hope and confidence is not the Bama standard. So you just negated your initial statement saying that turnovers isn't the focal point. It is the focal point. That's really what's changed the game and allowed us to put teams out. No matter when it happens, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, we've been able to create the momentum shift by turnovers defensively. And last year it was like, can we get a third down sack? No, this year is like, we expect a third down turnover. Expect a first, like a game changing turnover. Last game against against South Carolina, the tip that Deshaun Jones caught, that took their heart. That took that momentum. They had just stopped our offense. They were ready to come out and move the ball. And the defense was playing with fire from the first snap. So I'm not getting where you're coming from with that. I'll call Ruben lights out. McGee, oh yeah, that boy, he was different in high school, man. It was different. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Good to see you. My Lisa's in the chat, y'all. My big sister's in the chat. They need to have hybrid eye playbook, open it up. Offense and defense have changed the. I'm missing it on the emojis, Cox. Like, oh, you got to just use words. We using words. I used to rock with when I went to Bama 2010, 2014. Trent, Nico, Reggie Ragland were my boys. Shout out to Daquan and Dre Senior. Yeah, they're my dudes, man. Hey, it's crazy. It's crazy because Nico, man, Nico cool as a mug too. Nico is cool too. He would be with a lot of those guys. When I used to kick it with Daquan. You know, I used to be able to see Daquan when we didn't have games. My sophomore year, we used to go to tea time. And that's my dude, man. We all used to hoop at UA Rec. Man, everybody used to be in that rec, man. Everybody used to be in that rec. It's crazy you say that. I'll tell y'all a story a little bit later. But we're getting here at the 50-minute mark. We're going to go ahead and get to the phone lines. I just wanted to highlight those 3 game matchups, those 3 big matchups that I'm looking for. I look for our offensive line to have a success in creating space in the run game. Alabama's run game versus LSU's run defense. I see that that's the key matchup. I think Alabama's defensive front versus LSU's passing attack is going to be a key matchup to look. And then also in that passing attack, the way that the receivers in Alabama secondary in the red zone is going to be key matchups for this game, the 3 key matchups. We're going to open the phone lines here in about 2 minutes, y'all, as we go to our infomercial break. And when we come back, man, I want y'all to call in, blow the phone lines up, share your thoughts, your initial thoughts going into this game. I don't care about your I ain't gonna say I don't care about it. We don't necessarily have to get to our score predictions this early in the week. We're still waiting for injury news and different things to come out for each team. Like I said, midweek teleconference is going to be a good watch this week on Wednesday. Make sure y'all tune in at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Coach Kalen DeBoer should be on at around 11:15. So come in early. Make sure you're here so you can listen to Coach Kalen DeBoer. We're going to react to it live, what he has to say about this week's matchup against LSU for the midweek teleconference. So we'll do that when we get back. That kid Simmons is going to be a dog. He been balling and bringing pressure. Man, listen, I hope y'all could call in today. I want y'all to call in and share your thoughts on the line. But right after this infomercial, if you're not a member of the AAA family, definitely think about becoming a member and joining the AAA family, becoming a member of the Coach Smook Network and supporting this channel and helping us grow by doing such. Check it out.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notifications button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community. And also, there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Better go subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
This guy got 4 fingers for real.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
Not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Oh, let's go. Hey, y'all, let's get to it, man. We got the calling segment available now right here on the Coach Smook Network. Tap in 334-625-1121. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game. Coach Smook will get you on that phone line and let you talk your talk here with your boy Coach Smook, man. Hey, listen, I'm telling y'all, last week we didn't have anybody call in. I expected it. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go outside real quick and make a move, but we back in game week, so let's get to it. Here on the phone line, let's get it.
Call from Zach Willie. To accept.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook. Talk to me, man.
What's good, Coach Smook and my AAA family? How are y'all doing this morning?
Man, look, we pretty good. Look, glad to be back in action this week. I know last week was kind of weird for us, but I appreciate everybody's support, man. Last week coming into the bye week, and we was able to have some fun on the show. But we got LSU this week, Zach. You know what time it is, man. Talk to me. What's on your mind when it comes to this LSU squad this week?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think LSU has a better defense this year than last year. I mean, not a lot better, but overall better. And so I think it's going to, especially in the back end, the secondary, I think it's going to, we're going to have to be Chris running our routes. Ty's going to have to be be accurate like he has been all season. Get throwing balls in tight windows. Uh, I think our run game has to get going, and we'll have to utilize our run game a little more this game. Uh, Defensively, I'm not as worried because I know that their offensive line has struggled, so I know we'll get pressure. It's just the only thing I have to say to the defense is continue to make clean tackles and not getting over aggressive to where you get bad angles like we had a tendency to do last year, and just keep clean tackles and just continue to improve week by week.
100%, Zach. I look at it and I say, the LSU defense is their saving grace right now, and
Right.
if you look at it, to be honest, they're kind of in the same position we were last year. You know, with our squad having a team where the offense has all this potential, but it's just not coming together in either phase. You're seeing flashes of it, you know, in some games, but then you can't continue to you can't continue to build on that because of the inconsistency. So when I look at it now coming into this game, I think this year, because of some of the things that we've built on from last year, their defense isn't getting better, and their defense and their offense, you know, becoming less productive or becoming more inconsistent does not help them in this game. You look at them coming to T-Town, you look at the coaching changes. Yes, it can present a few problems if you're not prepared mentally, right, to attack this team the same way you would have attacked them if they had Brian Kelly and their other staff members on staff. If you're not prepared to come in, this can be a longer game than it needs to be, right? This 60-minute game could feel like 120 minutes if we don't play the right way. So you're absolutely right with tackling. What else you got for us, brother?
Yeah, and I think Coach DeBoer and this staff, knowing their pedigree and their record when they're coming off 5 weeks, I don't see us slacking off. If anything, I see us ramping up a little bit and playing a little more aggressive this week to where we can truly show our best foot moving forward and show some dominance, you know, and like I know we're capable of.
Hey, chat. I just put a question in the chat for y'all. Is this a trap game? Yes or no? We got 34 people in the chat right now. We got 32 likes on the stream. Thank y'all for the 32 likes here. I want to know y'all's honest opinion. Do y'all feel like this is a trap game? I'll answer it first, and then Zach, I'll let you answer first. Do you feel like this is a trap game?
No, because I know, because we know LSU is good and everything else. They just hadn't. They've been too inconsistent. Kind of like us last year.
Right.
So the only game I really see that would be technically a trap game for us is Auburn, but you know, and that's only because we're going to Auburn and we know what happens at Jordan Hare for us, or in the past is we've struggled there. You know, but overall, I don't think this is a trap game. I know that this coaching staff and this team is motivated and focused enough to not allow it to be that kind of game. Last week, or not last week, but the South Carolina game, it was a trap. That was a trap game, along with us the emotional roller coaster we was on for that 5-week stretch kind of played a part into how that game turned out and made it closer than what it needed to be. But a refreshed and energized Alabama team, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think we will struggle this week.
Zach, you said something that I want to kind of. I think I could give you a siren. Yeah, that's a siren word. You said something that I don't think majority of the Bama fan base is considering. This team just ran off a 5 conference game gauntlet. 4 of those games being ranked opponents. 2 of those games, 3 of those games being on the road, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
3 of those games was on the road. We played Missouri on the road. Well, we started the gauntlet. We started at Georgia. You had Vanderbilt at home. Then you go on the road to Missouri. Then you host Tennessee at home. Then you go on the road to South Carolina. So this is, I don't think there's a such thing as a trap game for this team. Somebody in the chat just said it, and I'm gonna go back to it. I think it was who was it? Rod came and said, I don't think so. LSU has always had our attention. Jay Penny said, what game isn't a trap game from here on out? I don't think you have trap games with this squad. FSU was a game that really woke this team up, man. It's something about getting punched in the mouth. Like I can tell right now, and in this fan base, I can tell who's never been like physically, like literally punched in the face or been in a physical altercation where they may have somebody may have got the best of them or made them think twice about being in that situation. And that's what happened to Alabama in week 1 against Florida State. And when you do that to somebody, I done been punched a couple times, man. I done been in some good fights in my life. I've been in a lot of fights in my life, right? Hand-to-hand combat type fights. And truthfully, man, it was one fight, man. I remember my 7th grade year. It taught me, man, no matter how many times I hit a dude, if I ain't putting no power behind my hits, he just gonna eat, and then he gonna catch me slipping one time. And that's what happened with Alabama. We were there. We showed up. They knew who we were, and that's why they were motivated to fight. We know who LSU is. We know what LSU winning this game means to the conference schedule, to our playoff chances. I don't think anybody on this roster that was here last year wants to experience the same feeling they felt last year, being the number 11 team, ranked number 11 in the country, and missing the playoffs because of a technicality not handling your conference game. So LSU, they're finding us in a really bad timing right now. They getting us at a bad spot because now we know how close we are. We know what it feels like. A lot of these players, that's what the message is. We know how close we are, and we want to make sure we stay focused to get to the final goal, and that's a national championship. First starting with the conference, handling your games in front of you, 1-0 every week, will lead you to a national championship. So final thoughts, Zach, and then we're going to open this phone line back up, chat. If you're trying to get back on the phone line, get ready to call in here in about the next 2 minutes. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, my final thoughts is just going to go to the team. Y'all continue doing what y'all need to do and get through this last 4 games and bring us home SEC and a national championship this year.
Yes, yeah, I feel you on that, Zach. I feel you on that. Well, appreciate you for calling in, Zach. And tonight, man, we got the call-in show. Well, we might not have a call-in show tonight. We might be having the first part of our series this week against our LSU user. I said loser. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm already. But we got our LSU user. Y'all remember Kirk Free TV? We played him in the off season. So we're going to be doing that for some content on the channel this week over here on TikTok. And YouTube. We'll be doing some on YouTube. So, Zach, I appreciate you for calling in, guy, and roll tide, my buddy.
Roll tide, coach.
Y'all give it up from 334-625-1121. We got another call on the line.
Call from
Swag.
I'm sorry, y'all. Yo, Swag. What's up, man? You in the game? Talk to me. What's up, Swag? Good to see you, man. Good to hear from you, man. Talk to me, brother. You in the game?
Yeah, man. Well, first, I wanted to apologize. I wasn't able to make any of the call-in shows last week, but my wife unexpectedly had our baby 7 weeks early.
Ah, congrats, man. My little bro Swag got the baby out here in the streets. Y'all give it up for Swag, man. Give it up, man. That's huge news, man. We got a new AAA family member, y'all. We got a new baby. Hey, that's crazy because you had your baby and now Sully's baby will be here in the spring while we're doing spring coverage. So little man, I think he having a little boy too. So little man to be ready for.
I just had a boy.
Oh yeah, y'all. We got 2 more future Bama players being brought to the AAA family, future Bama football supporters, and being raised the right way. That's what we can count on. When you birth a Bama fan, you raising your child the right way, and that's what we glad to see.
That's
right.
You want to know his name?
What's his name, man?
His first name is Bryant.
Come on, man. Y'all give it up, man. Listen. I forget how to say your last name. Swagger.
Swagger.
Yep. It's S. I ain't gonna spell your name, but it's SCH, y'all. So that's why when he came to the team, man, we used to have to wear our name tapes and stuff, and we couldn't say his name. They couldn't say his name. I could, I'm bilingual. You know what I'm saying? I gets it done. But we started calling him Swag, and we used to do swag surfing, man. You remember when you score? We used to try to how you do the swag surf, man.
Oh yeah.
But talk to me, man. Alabama LSU week. It's a big game, rivalry game. Everybody's kind of counting this. That they trying to say it's a trap game. I don't believe it's a trap game for this team. I think we're poised for it. I think the matchups are playing our favor. In majority of the areas on the field, I don't see them having the talent advantage anywhere. Give me your thoughts, Swag. Talk to me.
Yeah, I no trap game this week. I think if there was a trap game on the schedule, it was last week and we survived it. But this is always the LSU game can't be a trap game. It's never a trap game. Both teams always show up to play in this game. I expect it to be close in the first half. I think Alabama will eventually pull away. I just don't think LSU has any firepower on offense. Not consistently, anyway.
Hey, and that's what I want people to realize, man. Like, this ain't week 3. It's kind of like we have an identity for this team. And even though a lot of your panelists and your anchors don't like the identity, your old school Bama fans don't like this new identity. This is an identity that was carried to the national championship 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it was literally in the national championship, and you can't tell me if Kalen DeBoer, don't make any changes to the offense, right? What they had at Washington. But you can't tell me if Kalen DeBoer didn't have a Keon Sabb and a Bray Hubbard in his secondary against who it was that year, Michigan in the national championship. You don't think they would have been able to slow down that passing game that all of a sudden showed up against Washington? You don't think that if they had a London Simmons or LT Overton or a Quay Russaw or a Yanzi Pierre type asset on the defensive side, or even a more skilled linebacker core, because Washington had decent linebackers. They were great tacklers. That was a good thing about Washington's defense. They tackled well under Chuck Morrell.
Yeah.
They just didn't have any like superstar explosive game changing players on that defense. And they went into that game against Michigan very, very much overmatched. Like they were outmanned. But they also played a tough brand of ball in that game, physicality. Ryan Grubb is not afraid to play physicality ball offensively. Chuck Morrell was not afraid to line up and match up in the box. It just was they had the better players. So now you get that same philosophy, that same concept, better players, better assets to utilize. I think we're in a better position this season as far as trending towards the Kalen DeBoer effect and how he's been able to create success in all his other stops.
Yeah. I mean, what I've been really impressed with this year is Alabama has dominated the critical moments in every game except for like the Florida State game.
Yeah.
Outside of that game, they've dominated the critical moments in every game. When we have to have a stop, we get it. When we have to run the ball, we can. When we have to have a score, or when we have to dial up a play to get a first down, like we've been able to do it time and time and time again, every single week, week in, week out. So that I've been really pleased with that, and I think that's not going to change. I think we'll still be able to do that for the rest of the season. I don't see LSU being able to put enough drives together to stay competitive for all 4 quarters.
I keep asking people that where in LSU's offense this season have we seen them really be able to consistently score? Their best scoring game was against, and let's think about this. Southeast Louisiana was the only time that their offense has been able to score more than 30 points this season. Yeah. They didn't score 30 against Vanderbilt. They didn't score 30 against Texas A&M. They didn't score 30 in the win against South Carolina. They struggled heavily at home against South Carolina.
Yeah, and if you go back and you look at, and you look at all the games where they've had decent, offense in that game, most of their scoring drives are coming off of big explosive plays. They're not stringing together 10, 12 play drives and burning clock and tiring out the defense. They're not doing that. They have to score on kind of like how we were last year.
Come on, I literally just said it.
Score on big plays.
I literally just said it, man. And when you have a team that's disciplined and can play safe and tackle in space, that's what makes those offenses look stagnant. We'll give up 2 20-yard receptions on a drive because after that you're in the red zone where you truly struggle. You have to execute at a higher level. And where have we seen? I just talked about this. LSU's 80% of their turnovers are in the red zone, 20 and in, or 81% of their passing turnovers are in the red zone, 20 and in. We saw Xavier Brown take that pick 6 back. We saw Deontay Lawson get a pick in the red zone. Justin Jefferson, Bray Hubbard, Keon Sabb, Damani Jackson. Dijon Lee should have had 2 picks in the red zone. Oh, he had one. Zay Mincy had one they took back from him against Tennessee. So it ain't like we haven't seen this defense really step up. And where's LSU's run game? The very thing that we struggle with, they don't even have the ability to pressure us in that situation. Like the very thing that everybody most worried about our defense with Kane Wamakan's play calling, LSU has yet to put anything on film. And I don't care what you say, different philosophy. You come out trying to run a brand new play you haven't practiced, but 2 weeks. That's you liable. You're more inclined to make a mistake than we are because now you're just allowing us to play football at some point.
Yeah. Well, you also have the effect of LSU firing their head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what does that do to the players at that point? Like, is LSU really going to be prepared for this game? I mean, I'm assuming I would assume that they will be.
Yeah.
But are they really going to be able to be prepared? Is that going to be too much of a distraction?
And I tell people, man, the bye week was probably better for us this year than it was for LSU. Last year the LSU bye was a concern of mine with the way Nussmeier that offense was moving, the way our defense was just kind of developing that identity, right? And this is a team last year. When I look at it, I say this, Swag, and people probably laugh. I think last year's defense was better at this point because of how much they had grown through, and this defense is just getting started at this point.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? Like they've been consistent, but I feel like they're just getting confident. And I see it in the defensive line push. I see it in the pass rush. I see it in the tackle for loss numbers. Alabama has had 6+ tackle for losses the last 4 games. 6 or more tackles in the backfield the last 4 games.
And turnovers, creating turnovers. I think for me, in my opinion, I give a lot of the props to Kane Womack. I know there's a lot of Alabama fans out there that don't like Kane Womack. And I really don't understand why. I mean, the guy produces turnovers, which is something that Alabama was missing for a few years there at the end of Nick Saban's career. We weren't getting all those turnovers and those non-offensive touchdowns that we were famous for,
Yep.
And all of a sudden, Kane Womack was producing that.
Yes.
And maybe we don't have that dominant defense that we had like during the Kirby Smart days and stuff like that, but What we do have is a defense that is going to make you earn your points. Like, you're not going to get very many big explosive plays for a touchdown against Alabama. You know, he's going to make you earn it. You're either going to drive down the field in 15 plays and score, or you're not.
Right.
You know,
right.
90% of the time.
And I'm telling people, like, y'all got to pay attention. You have an offense right now. If we're just talking about overall production, our passing game is virtually unstoppable. You look at our receiver numbers compared to LSU. You look at the rushing numbers. Durham is their lead back right now with 300 rushing yards, right? But they don't have they're not giving a lot of carries to the backs in general for this squad. And so I say they're a team that's one dimensional. If they come in and if they try to be change their identity this game against us at home, I don't think it works in your favor. You're limited. You're forcing yourself in the box. The crowd noise is going to be there. It's going to be hard to make changes at the line. You basically got to line up and hope you win more plays than you lose in this game. And you hope that your two or three explosives that you are able to hit in the game, which Alabama has cut theirs in half week in, week out. You went from 6 explosive runs against Georgia to 3 the following week, and you've seen only 2. You only had 1. Shoot, hell, against Tennessee you only had 1. Against Vanderbilt, you only had 1. Against Missouri, you had 2, but they weren't really scoring explosives. We haven't had a scoring explosive against Alabama in the past 4 games. So I don't know, man. I don't see this weighing out well for LSU this game. And I think right now this team is definitely primed for one of those strong finishes. And you spoke about the defense and how dominant defenses are to look, in this day and age of college football. Jeremy Pruitt. I don't know if y'all saw the news about Jeremy Pruitt getting hired on at Jacksonville State. If y'all really read into what the stipulations are around him being on staff, nobody that's competing for a championship or a national championship wants that type of energy on their staff, or have a staff member with that much value be limited to what they can do for your program. And that's why when people say, go get Jeremy, no, for what? For what? Kane Womack's not going anywhere for another 2 years. I know people are already at him, but we got something special brewing here. And this can be just like people question.
I don't like Jeremy Pruitt.
I don't either. I don't like his clutch moment gameplay calling,
He blitzes way too much.
Gets guys out of position. I mean, I know the players love getting those blitz calls. But when it's not, when you're in 3rd and 17, there's no reason to send 7. There's no reason to send 7.
Well, that's why they lost that. When they played Clemson for the 2nd year in a row in the
Come on now.
Game. That's the reason why they lost that game on that final drive.
Too much pressure.
Every single snap.
And you know what? People get mad about Kane Womack having our guys in that drop 8 situation against I want to say Missouri. Was the way that game was ending, and they got most of their yards towards the end of the game. Tennessee too, but guess what happened? You forced them into a 4-minute drive on one drive. You forced them into a 7-minute drive. It's only 15-minute quarters.
Yeah,
you got 3 possessions. You're giving you're forcing them into those long drives. Your defense comes out 3-minute possession. Got to turn the ball back over to them. You putting yourself in a good position to win games when you forcing teams to become one-dimensional, and they finally get in production.
Yeah.
70, I think it was 70. I forget what the number was. I think 76% of Tennessee's production offensively came in the 4th quarter. That's not a bad thing for Alabama. When you want to hold your lead, your offense is dialing it down because we don't need to put anything else out there. We having success, still getting first downs, just not converting it to points. Some we want to see. We don't want to settle for just moving the ball and getting first downs and then punting it. We want to see this team convert. But at the same time, man, I'm like, man, this team knows how to control the ball. LSU is not in a position to really put pressure on us. If we show up, we're going to be in a good position to win this game. Final thoughts, Swag, as we get ready to open this phone line up for our last phone call on the segment today.
So, I mean, pretty much exactly what we've been talking about for the past, 10 minutes or whatever. I think Bama's going to have too much firepower on both sides of the ball. I don't think LSU will be able to consistently together.
I don't know. But if you're in the chat, definitely find out. We got we got a team, man. We'll find it out. That's a good question, chat. If anybody in the chat knows, when was the last time there was a 3-0 streak in this Alabama LSU series? This rivalry.
I think it's been a long time.
Yeah, I don't think Saban ever had a 3-0 span over LSU for 17 years. I think it always went 2-1. They never had a 2-game lead over us. I think the longest streak has been 2-1 in that series. So somebody find that for me. Y'all would want Jeremy if we still had. Oh yeah, hey, listen, look here, Kareem. Don't you ever speak that man's name again when it comes to Bama football. Pete Golden has no place coming back. He don't have no invite to Bama. I'll take Scott Cochran back on the staff in some fashion before I take Pete Golden. I promise you that.
I'd love to have Scott Cochran back.
I don't want him in our training room. I like having guys with ACLs on, especially in our linebacker room. I like that part of our game, but and the wide receivers. But Scott Cochran energy, we definitely it will be appreciated. But I don't think we don't have a crazy Scott Cochran personality on staff. But the strength and conditioning coordinator, have y'all ever seen his pregame speeches to the players? Go check out Coach what's his name? I forget the strength and conditioning coordinator. I forget his name every time. I don't know why I want to call him Matt Rule, but his name is not Matt Rule. That's the coach at
Nebraska.
Yeah. What's the strength conditioning coordinator's name, man?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Somebody find it in the chat for me. I don't feel like looking. I'm lazy right now. I'm on the phone. Anyway, but final thoughts, Swag.
That's it, man. Bama. I think Bama will control the game, and I think they'll be able to control the clock, keep the ball away from LSU's offense, and basically tire out their defense for 4 quarters.
100%, man. Well, I appreciate you for calling in, and roll tide, my brother.
Roll tide, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all give it up for Swag. Jumping in the game with Coach Smook, man. Today, listen, we got one more time. We got time for one more phone call. We got about 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes. Got 5 minutes for another phone call. If you want to call in, 334-625-1121. That's the number to call in. Get your name in. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. The past 3-win streak. Okay, go back. I'm sorry, Mary J. I was gonna grab it. The past 3-win streak was 94-96, but we had a streak from 2012 to 2018. Oh, I didn't know that. I feel like LSU we didn't have that much of a. Let me see. I gotta go verify that, buddy. Canisius, I'm not saying I don't trust you. Alabama versus LSU football history. As we get another phone call on the line, let's see who it is. 205.
Call from
Melvin.
Yo, Melvin, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook. Talk to me, man.
What's up, Coach Smook? Long time no see, man. Sorry about that.
Look,
last week, man. Got sick, man.
Hey, I hope you feeling better, man. Ain't no need to apologize, brother. We in this thing as a squad, bro. Everybody needed that week off, man. I want it so bad. I almost felt bad. Last year we did bi-week content and not much interaction. It's just I get it, man. It felt good to be with my family yesterday. I don't know if y'all remember. I had 2 funerals to attend. One was for our church member we lost. And then my uncle, my cousin, he's not my uncle, but he's my mom's cousin. So we always called him Uncle Ephraim. He's and he ended up, the murder happened here, and we celebrated his life yesterday. I got to go see my family and love on them, and my mom and my auntie. They beat me and my cousin in spades, y'all. It was bad, but yeah, it was a good time seeing my family. Spend some time with my girlfriend and her family. So yeah, getting ready for this LSU week, and I got a chance to troll her and her family because they Auburn fans. So I know you enjoyed watching that this weekend, Mel.
Oh yeah, I did, man. I did.
For sure, man.
I was sorry for your loss of your family. I lost a nephew 2 months ago.
Yeah, man.
So I know that feeling. Coach Smoke, man.
Yeah. And it's solid. And Canisius, you was right, man. You was right. I just had to verify. I can't believe. So that was the Ed O span from 2014 to 2016. Hold on, let me see. Longest winning streak, current win streak, Alabama from present. The longest win streak was Alabama 11 games from 71 to 81. And we control the series. My question is this, Melvin, why do you feel like LSU is such a rivalry for Bama? Do you think it's just because of the Saban effect that came with it, or is it just
I believe Coach Moore, the fact was Nisei was the coach at first, and then he left, went to the Miami Dolphins, then came out of there, came back to the college football world, and came to our family in the Roll Tide Nation because he knew that was a winning team. That's why he left the Corn Dogs.
Yeah. And look, I'm looking at it now, chat. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up. I think I can share this, without being copyrighted. So this is crazy. Now that I go back and look at it, we did have a solid little a stronghold, because I remember we had won 6 in a row in Baton Rouge at one point. We had won 6 in a row. So man, that's crazy. I didn't even think for it, because we didn't lose a lot of home games with Coach Saban. Dang, that we really handled LSU. We really have handled LSU. I'm gonna share this real quick, chat. Hold on, let me remove this. Let me see. Mary J got it. Mary J got it. Okay, Mary J. I like that, Mary J. Let me get it up on the screen. Let me remove that. Mary J got it. Can you zoom in? I'm gonna put mine on stage, Mary J. Here we go. All right. See if you can zoom in on that one. I like yours. So this is from what we were talking about, the 2011 game, 9-6. After that 9-6 game, we beat them 21 in the national championship. Showed up that following season, won close 21-17 in Baton Rouge. Next year, 2013 to 2018, we went on a streak. And then the number 2 versus number 3 game with Burrow and Tua. That game, 2019, that was where they beat us at home. And then came back and hurt them in COVID year, 21, tough game, 22, went down there and lost a few years ago. Coach Saban first loss in that stadium. And then hell, y'all, that's been it. We've seen the shootouts the last few years, man. We've seen the offensive numbers go crazy for us. And it's been a series. So this year, can we Melvin, you feel like this Alabama team put up 40 against this LSU team? And then what's your feels around this game, man? Go ahead and tell me your thoughts on this game.
C9, we had that off, man. I believe in my heart, in my nation, my soul, we gonna put 40 on them boys' heads, man.
I feel like we can, man. If there was a time to do it, I truly believe it would need to be this week to show that we can really score at a high clip. This LSU team is struggling on all phases, and they got bright spots, right? I like some of the guys in the secondary. They got some athletes up front and the D line, but just if it was anybody but Alabama, I would like LSU's chances of making this a game, but I just don't see it, man.
Yeah, man.
Who's your big matchup this game? Like, who are you looking to have a big game? And it doesn't matter which side of the ball, man. I look at it, I say a game like this, I expect Jam Miller to come in and really like push the run game and make the run game explosive this game. He might be the bell cow, but a guy like Kevin Riley or Daniel Hill or Richard Young might emerge in this game and have a couple big plays to make the run game really look explosive.
Yeah, like I said, Coach Wood, when the run game will be very smooth, the offense will be very smooth. Everything will be looking good, man. He gonna do his job, do his thing, and just look great out there, man. Just do his thing, do the whole 9 yards, man.
For sure. I think and I'm with you, Melvin. I can't doubt this team right now. A lot of people were doubting week 1. I had my concerns. I never doubted this team. I had concerns, but I never doubted. A lot of people doubted. And this is the week where I truly feel like all the bandwagon fans will start to bark a little bit louder because of how we show up and play against this team. So, final thoughts, Melvin. We coming to the end of the call-in segment. I just got my cue, brother.
Okay, my final thought, man, will we, beat them and get ready for Oklahoma after that. That's gonna be a tight game for us. But other than that, man, we're gonna run the football down their throat, man.
100%, Melvin. Well, I appreciate you for calling in, man. Y'all give it up for Melvin. Roll Tide, Melvin.
Roll Tide, everybody, and see y'all. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all give it up for my guy, Melvin, man. Roll Tide. All right, y'all. We'll be right back after this infomercial break. And when we come back, man, it'll be the closeout of this show, and we'll make a few announcements and get on up out of here. Check the comments and get up out of here. All right. Y'all be blessed, man. I'll be right back with y'all here on the Coach Smook Network. Mary J, I can't scroll for some reason on my end. Can you go and run the infomercial? Can you go and run the infomercial? I don't know what's going on with my menu over here. I can't scroll. But y'all, we'll be right back.
Stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notifications button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
All right, chat, let's get into it. I had to reset on that side. Hey, I was just trying to show y'all final voting, your final voting numbers here about, this being a trap game. Let me see if I can get up the right way. Let me see. All right, there we go. That look good, y'all? How that look? Is this a trap game? We had 31 votes. 58% of y'all say no. 42% say yes. I'm going to side with the majority, and I'm going to believe that this is not a trap game. Alabama over LSU. We'll get into our breakdown tomorrow morning on our Coach Smook morning show. Tap in, support, y'all. And with that being said, man, don't forget, we got merch available for everybody in the community. Make sure y'all go in, tap that link, click on it. It's all available there for you. Support, get your merch. We got hoodies for the season. We working on the beanie cap release. We got 2 designs that we want to put out for beanie caps. Appreciate the 37 likes on the stream. Appreciate all the members. Appreciate all the super chats. We had a total of 2 super chats on the stream today. Shout out to Sully for the $4.99. Shout out to Big Kareem for the $5 super chat over here on YouTube. And then on TikTok, man, we had a total of 47 gifts donated to the channel today. Shout out to Antonio Snell and shout out to Big Homie. Shout out to Will Martin. Everybody for supporting the content over there on TikTok. Appreciate y'all 100%, man. Y'all have been a blessing as always. And then shout out to our sponsors, man. I told y'all we had a new intro. We can't run it yet. We have 2 more sponsorship deals that we're trying to go ahead and finalize. One of them is monetary, y'all. Is one of those things where we're going to be able to earn some extra funds for the network, and so coupled with you all's donations and contributions, and with the sponsorship, us hitting certain numbers, y'all gonna see it, man. We've been doing some reviews for things, and it's taking its time, you know, and I think the timing, God's timing, is the best timing. And things will roll over when they need to roll over. So I'm excited about the future endeavors of the Coach Smook Network and what we're doing to grow. I appreciate y'all. I got a new, oh Lord, I got a new beanie. I got a black beanie for the black theme for this season, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all go and catch our gear, man. We got some gear that we're gonna be putting out, black and red gear, to go with this season's theme with the black hoodie. So y'all continue to support. Y'all gonna continue to see this thing grow, man. I can't thank y'all enough. Once again, we are here, man. Your boy Coach Smook here on the Coach Smook Network, and I appreciate y'all for supporting. And when y'all see me in the streets, holla at me and say, "Put me in the game, Coach Smook." I'll catch y'all on the next one. Roll Tide. Roll. Y'all be blessed, man.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the